Hey everybody, how is everyone doing on this beautiful day? As you can see, I got my hair done because my birthday is tomorrow, and yeah, I have to look cute. So, my friend did my hair and she always eats, she always does it nice and shit. And, even though she takes hours, but she always does it nice. So, yeah, I give her that. But I'm back for another story time because, my life is like a movie. So much shit has happened and it's not even funny. But, yeah, I think I'm going to take you guys back to high school where I met this boy named, Asher. So, this was back in like, I believe ninth grade. And, I was back in high school and, I'm not gonna lie, when I first started high school, I was a little like, I was a little reserved. I've always been reserved when I was younger, but like, I was like high school, high school is a different environment because, you got different types of people who you thought you would never come across. So, I met Asher through a friend, and we're gonna call this friend Beatrice. So Beatrice and Asher were like friends. They knew each other before they met me. And, they were close friends on what I see. They were pretty good friends. And, what I'm saying? Like, but I would have noticed, like, every time Asher would come around, us, he had like a little, like, flirtatious vibe to him around to me. And I would pick up on that because I'm just like, is this like, what is he trying to like, what is he trying to say? What are you trying to tell me? Like, do you have something you want to say, Asher? Like, what are you trying to tell me? So I picked up on it, and it would just happen every time he saw me. So it was just like, yo, he would always flirt. He would always, try to play with me, play fight, all that shit. And I'm just like, all right, this nigga clearly is trying to get at something here. And you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm like, I told Beatrice, I'm like, bro, what's up with your friend Asher, bro? Because I could tell, like, I could see that he's trying to like low-key flirt with me, but I don't really know if that's just his personality, that's just how he is with everyone. But she's like, yeah, he's very friendly, but I think like he might have a thing for you. Who knows, shit. I'm like, girl. So, we like all, back in high school, everybody was big on Instagram, big on TikTok. Everybody was using those. I mean, Snapchat. I mean, everyone was big on Snapchat and Instagram. Everybody was using those social media apps back when I was in high school and shit. So, he asked me for my Snapchat, and we exchanged Snapchats, and we started talking like instantly. And we started talking, and we started like, talking about our likes or dislikes, where we from, our background, shit like that, and we could relate big time because we both come from a Caribbean background. We both are from a Jamaican family, so we could relate big on that. But yeah, I was like, oh, you Jamaican, so you know about the culture. Okay. So we was like, talking and whatever, and like, as time went on, I'm like, like, he's a pretty nice guy, he seems pretty nice. Seems like he got a like, a good head on his shoulders, and but little did I know this nigga would turn out to be just a hoe. he's for everybody, a literal hoe, bro. But let me tell you about that. And that's another thing I hate. I hate when niggas be acting like they trying to stay on one person, or they trying to act like they want to get to know one person, but they literally be trying to get to know everybody, So basically, yeah, we was talking, and we were FaceTiming next. We started out talking on Snapchat, then we like switched to our numbers. We exchanged numbers on our Snapchat, and then we started FaceTiming. We started talking on the phone, and like we started like getting closer. I feel like we like bonding. We were getting closer and everything. But you know what I'm saying, like, I was just like, yo, I don't want to catch feelings. And then, like, this nigga do something stupid. And that's exactly what happened. You feel me? Because it's just like, yo, why do I even bother? Why do I fucking even bother? But, yeah, we was FaceTiming. We was talking on the phone. And, we were just getting closer and closer. And I was thinking that we was going to, like, it was going to lead to, like, us being any boyfriend and girlfriend. I don't know what the... But, I was thinking that that's what it was going to lead to. And, you know what I'm saying? But, like, one day, I was looking on Snapchat, and in school, it was the same thing, he would always say hi to me. He would always try to play fight with me. He would always just like touchy-feely. He's always so touchy-feely with me every time he saw me. And like, I'm like, yo, you're very flirtatious. You're very flirtatious. And niggas like that are like that. Like, if a nigga is flirty, best believe he be flirting with every female that come across his damn sight. So, he posted a picture of this girl on his Snapchat one day, and I was just like, maybe that's just like, I don't know, family, he was just like family or something. And he was just like, I was just like, I was wondering in my mind, I'm like, bro, ain't no way to, like, no, no, no. So he posted this girl on his Snapchat, and I was just like wondering, bro. I know this nigga. I know that's not who. No, just no. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was just thinking nothing of it, cause I'm like, probably that's his friend, or you know, cause like I'm not gonna lie, he had a lot of female friends. That nigga was a hoe. He had a lot of female friends. And you know, he was very flirty. He was very, you know what I'm saying? So I was just like, okay, maybe that's just like a female friend. You know what I'm saying? And then time went on, time went on, time went on. And you know what I'm saying? Like, we would see each other, like, still normal, talking, flirting, very touchy-feely and all that bullshit. And you know what I'm saying? But then, as, like, his vibe just kind of, like, switched a little bit over time. And I was just like, he wasn't as touchy-feely anymore. And he wasn't as flirtatious. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, that's weird. Okay, we would just talk, and we would literally talk on FaceTime, like, all the time, and text all the time. And now, bitch, you want to act like you freaking, like, you know? So I was just like, okay, fuck is wrong with him? But, yeah. The girl he posted is someone who he is talking to. And I was just like, so you couldn't freaking mention that to me? That you, like, that you was over here talking to me like you actually wanted to, like, pursue something with me, but you was actually talking to someone else. To see what I'm talking about, bro? See what I'm fucking talking about? So I was like, bro, you weird. And I'm not gonna lie, after he, like, I found out that he was talking to that girl, and they were actually talking and shit. And I'm like, bitch, why the fuck are you talking to me? Like, why are you talking to me, trying to get to know me and do all that bullshit when you have someone else you're talking to, bro? Like, you're a thought, you're a hoe, you're for everybody, bro. You're a player. Like, that's not you. So I was just like, damn, bro, that's crazy, man. And I'm thinking that we was like, you know, like something was gonna come out of this, because like I said, we both had similarities. Like I said, we both from a Caribbean family, we both Jamaican, we both have the same upbringing. Like, you feel me? Like, it just worked that way. But I guess, like I said, we in high school, so you know what I'm saying, young niggas, like, you know, they gonna try to, like, you know, talk to multiple females. They're gonna try to get what they want, and, like, you know, but yeah. So I'm like, oh, they talking, all right. So I'm not gonna lie, after that, I distanced myself from that idiot, because I was just like, bro, no, you're not about to freaking play with me and think that you wanted to get to know me, but you're already talking to someone else. That's not what you're about to do. So, you know, I was just like, all right, got you. So, you know what I'm saying? As time went on, like, I honestly would not say hi to him anymore. I was just like, nah, you're weird. You're fucking weird, bro. Because you don't freaking try to pursue something and get to know someone if you genuinely already is talking to someone else, bro. That's weird as fuck. So, you know, yeah, I told Beatrice about it, and she was like, damn, yeah, like, like, I didn't know, like, I don't know, I think that, you know, he just, like, maybe just met her, or maybe they've been talking for a while now, but he never told me about her. I'm like, well, that nigga clearly is talking to her, and he posted her and shit, and they, like, she was like, oh, yeah, that's crazy, that's not, nah. I'm like, yeah, he's a freaking thought, he's a hoe, he's for everybody. You feel me? But, you know, I think he caught on to, like, you know, yeah, he caught on to me, like, distancing myself from him. And he came up to me and he was like, yo, like, what's up? I'm like, bro, what you mean, what's up? You talking to that girl, like, you posted her, and, like, you know, saying you over here acting like you wanted to talk to me, but it's like you talking to someone else. And then he was just like, oh, and mind you, we're in high school, bro. I'm like 14, 15 years old. I'm young, and you know what I'm saying? Like, when I got feelings for someone, bitch, I don't, like, I just don't know what to do. My shit is just all over the place. So I'm like, bro, how the fuck you gonna talk to me, but you talking to someone else? And then he was just like, yeah, like, you know, I'm not gonna lie, like, you know, I am feeling you, like, I wanted, like, to talk to you, whatever, but I think we, like, probably, I don't know, like, maybe, because I was already talking to her, but then I saw you, and I'm like, yeah, you look, like, I feel like you could click, and da-da-da, and I'm just giving me a whole bunch of bullshit, bro, bullshit. And I was like, bro, listen, we was never, like, you know what I'm saying, we were talking, I'm thinking, like I said, I like you as a person, I don't mind if we could just, like, be friends, but don't ever try to make us, like, you know, try to get to know me, talking on FaceTime, doing all that shit, because that's the vibe. You're very flirty, very touchy, you know what I'm saying? So I, like, got a different, like, you know, I don't know what the fuck you was thinking, but I got a different, you know, feeling. And he was like, nah, bro, like, I fuck with you for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? I really did want to get to know you because, like, da-da-da. Like, you know, you just seem like you a cool person, da-da-da. I'm like, I know I'm a cool person, but, like, nigga, what you did was not right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Get to know me, exchanging numbers, talking on FaceTime, blah, 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 blah. And then you come and fucking post this girl and clearly y'all are talking. Like, that's not cool. And he was just like, yeah, 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 but, like, it's okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I still like you, though. Like, can we just be friends? I'm like, you're lucky that I actually I like you. Like, you feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was just like, you know what, fine. We could be cool. You know, I'm gonna let it go. Cause like I said, bro, you ain't like, you know what I'm saying? We never was together. We were just talking at the end of the day. So it's like, I let it go. Cause like I said, it's nothing that serious. I mean, yeah, it's freaking shady, but it's not that deep. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yeah, we could just continue talking. Like I said, I'm 15, 14. We're young. So I was like, all right, whatever. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie. We were just like being friends, you know. We would say hi when we see each other in the hallway after class. We would still text here and there. He would comment on my photos. Every time I would post a video or picture of myself, he would comment on that shit. Talking about something, you look so good. Or put the heart eye emojis and, you know, just, you know, basically showing love to what I post. And he would comment on my shit all the time. I'm like, bro, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I mean, yeah, it's okay, but it's like, then again, it's not because, like, bro, you are talking to someone. So why are you commenting on what the fuck I post? Like, nah, bro, like, that's weird. But, yeah, he would always comment on my videos and pictures every time I post. And it's just like, yeah, you look so good, man. Like, you look so good. I'm like, I know. So, yeah, I was just like, that's so fucking weird to me, bro. But, yeah, then it turned, like, as time went on and we, like, you know, it's been, like, about maybe a year since we, like, me and Asher have been, like, talking to each other. And then we, like, became friends and we, like, started a friendship or whatever. And, you know, he, like, would start coming over my house. Yeah, he came over my house. And I'm not gonna lie, like, obviously, he asked to come over. And I was just like, he asked to come over my house. And, yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I was nervous. Because I was like, that was the first boy I ever snuck into the house. He was the first boy that I ever snuck into the house. So he was like, yo, could I come over? And I believe, like, we didn't have school that day. And, you know, he was saying, like, yeah, I want to come over, you know, chill with you, and da-da-da. And I was just like, oh, fine, okay. Like, I guess I'm not doing nothing. So I guess, whatever. So, yeah, I was like, I was nervous. I was making sure my room was clean. I was making sure I smelled good. I was making sure everything else. So, you know, the next day came and he was like, yeah, I'm outside, da-da-da. Open the door, he come in. You know, we give each other a hug. I'm not gonna lie. One thing about Asher, bro, he always smelled good. And I love a man that smells good, bro. I just love that shit. Just turn me on so much. Like, if you smell good, bro, then it's like you just take your hygiene very seriously. And like I said, like, I'm big on that. So, yeah, he would always smell good. And I just love whatever cologne or whatever the fuck he wear because he always smelled good. I loved hugging him because he always just smelled so good, man. So, yeah, we hugged and it was like for a minute. And then, like, you know, he, like, went to my room. He was like, oh, nice room. I'm like, yeah, it's all right. You know what I'm saying? So, he was like, yeah. So, like, where should we sit? On the bed? Or I'm like, I mean, that's the only, honestly, my room only had the bed. And I had, like, one rolling chair on the floor. And then, like, you know, I was like, yeah, let's just sit on the bed. So we sit on the bed, we watching the TV, and like we just started talking. I'm like, bro, so how is everything with you? And he was like, oh, everything is chill, you know, just chilling, you know. And I'm like, yeah, same, you know, I'm glad there was no school today, and da 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 da. And then, you know, like I said, nigga was very touchy feely. He loved touching. He was always touching me, you know, always touching me. So, you know, he touched me. He started touching me, and, you know, I was just like, bro, what the fuck? And mind you, I never did nothing, like, with a boy before. I never did nothing like that. I never had a boy really touch me or kiss me for real. So I was just like, I was a little, like, freaking nervous. So, what the, hold on. Hey, guys, I'm back. Sorry. Had to go handle something, but I'm back. What was I saying? Yeah. So he was at my house and he started touching me. And like I said, I've never really had a boy touch me for real before. Like I said, I'm young, 14, 15 years old. So I was a little nervous and I was just like, Yeah. But yeah, I'm not gonna like it because I liked him. I was like, okay, like let's, we didn't do nothing. We didn't do nothing. We just, we were just touching, and I think we kissed or whatever, and it was just little, we were just talking. We were just talking about random stuff, and da da da. He had to leave before my mom came home, so he left like around, I believe, 3, 2. So he came in the morning and he left. I think he stayed for like maybe like 2 hours. And then, he left and we hugged. And like I said, he smelled so good. We hugged and he be picking me up. He was strong. Like, he wasn't the tallest nigga, but he was strong. He picked me up and you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, put me down. And you know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah. So fast forward, we are very much into the friendship. I very much, know him and know who he is as a person, which is a freaking player. And he's for everybody. But yeah. He's a young Jamaican boy. So, and they're very flirtatious. Jamaican men, they're very flirtatious. That's a big thing there. They're very freaking flirtatious. And like, they just can't help but talk to a woman, man. It's in their DNA. But yeah, time went on, just normal shit, normal stuff. The friend, everyone, like my friend group, they knew that me and him, like, there has to be something going on. They thought me and something was going on between him and, because like, y'all are just so close. Y'all are so close and so touchy-feely with each other. Something must be going on. I'm like, nothing is going on. He was like, they were like, really? Really? The way he be talking to you, the way he be touching you, the way he be just, like, around you. Like, something has to be going on with you two. I'm like, nothing is going on with us. Nothing. Nothing. And we're just friends. We're just friends who just, we just, like, I guess have some type of attraction to each other. Like, we're just attracted to each other, but, like, nothing is going on. You know what I'm saying? They're like, yeah, right. Okay, we see that clearly there's something going on. And I'm like, y'all are just messy. Y'all are just freaking messy. That's what it is. But, my friend was messy, but I'm gonna do another story time on that another day. But, yeah, Asher and me, man, we were just, like, the whole friendship, I was just, like, enjoying, like, his company, and he was enjoying my company, and he was still talking to that girl, and I'm just like, bro, like, that's insane to me. Like, you, like I said, bro, we young, we stupid, we make little, bro, that's crazy to me how you just doing her like that. That's really insane to me. But yeah, I believe that after throughout like high school, we really like just had like a very like just strictly very, you know, it was a nice friendship. He met my mom, I met his cousins. He met my sister and everything. But like I said, nothing ever like came like serious from this shit. Nothing ever serious happened between us. And I was just like, it was just like a little like just this is a physical attraction thing. Like we started off like like we met each other. It was very flirtatious. We started talking, and then like we became friends, and it was a good friendship. We were very close in the friendship. We also had like a very physical attraction to each other. He came up to my house a few times, and we just so yeah. But like at the end of the day, he was a freaking hoe. He was a hoe. He had a lot of female friends, and sometimes he would just do little weird shit, and just know how high school freaking boys are. So I'm not gonna lie. After we graduated high school, I didn't see him again. After that, after we graduated, he moved to, I believe, like Albany, New York. Yeah, he moved like down there. So we no longer like keep in contact. We don't talk no more. Like ever since he moved away. Like I think he hit me up like one time, like I think sometime last year or the year before. Like he hit me up asking me how I'm doing and everything. I'm like, I'm good. How are you? He's like, I'm good. Like what happened? I'm like, what you mean what happened? He was like, bro, you can always like hit me up. I'm like, bro, you can too. The phone works both ways, right? But I just have no interest in, because I'm just like, bro, like it's pointless. Like you're not in my life no more, so there's no reason for me to reach out. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I haven't seen him or talked to him basically since high school graduation. So I don't really talk to anyone from high school, and honestly, except for like 2 people. And yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like people come and go, friendships they come and go, bro. Nobody's gonna stay in your life forever. So you know what I'm saying? It's cool. But yeah, that is basically the story of how I met this freaking playboy. who was just very flirtatious to every freaking female, and he was already talking to someone but still wanted to talk to me. And you know, just it was just messy. It was a messy situation in high school. I'm not gonna lie, but it's like we were at high school, we were young, we were dumb. Everybody do dumb shit when they're young, especially in high school. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this story, and please stay tuned for another one. And yes, have a great rest of your beautiful day. Remember, always stay positive, always be beautiful, always be amazing, always be confident, because you deserve to be. So yes, have a great rest of your day, guys, and yeah, stay tuned for this video.